Hello, my beautiful friends. I am so excited to talk to you today about the sound of Aquarius in the voice. Okay, so we're specifically talking about the moon sign, right? So anybody I talk about in this video, I'm specifically referring to their moon sign. So why do we equate the moon to the sound of the voice? Why is that a representation? The moon in the natal chart is a representative of our feelings and also of our essence, okay? And our voice is a manifestation of our essence. So when we are sitting in our true sound and the impact of our true sound, we are sitting in our moon sign, okay? I have worked with so many people, and as they step into the sound of their moon, they step into freedom, they step into impact, they step into this place where it becomes easy to share what they're wanting to share in the way that they're wanting to share it and connect with those that they're sharing with, right? I'm sure we have all heard someone who their voice just sounds off or they sound really fake, even if they're trying to be sincere. I had someone message me and say, or comment on a post on Facebook saying that she is an Aries moon and she is starting to hear her Aries moon sound, and she was like trying to be all sweet in this one conversation, and she walked away and her husband's like, why are you doing that? You sounded so fake. Like, people can hear that, right? You don't have to be a musical intuitive, you don't have to be necessarily an intuitive of any kind to pick up on the fact that somebody is sitting outside of their authentic sound. So when we sit inside our authentic sound, people are like, what? What is that? And they want to listen to us no matter what that sound is or how that sound is coming out, right? So this is us honoring our sound. So let's jump in to Aquarius. I'm going to try to keep this video short. Aquarius is fantastic and super fascinating. And I'll be honest, it was a little bit harder. Like, some of the other signs came super fast. Aquarius was a little bit harder to nail down. And let me tell you why that is. It's so interesting because Aquarius, people like, sometimes people think it's a water sign because of aqua, right? But it's actually an air sign. And it is the densest of all of the air signs as far as sound goes. So I'm not talking about pitch, like being higher. I'm not talking about like talking like this, like all airy, like not like that. Like, that is not necessarily lightness. It's just that the voice feels lighter. And Aquarius, of the air signs, has the densest or the heaviest sound to their voice. Great examples, John Lennon, Carrie Underwood, Britney Spears. Like, when Britney Spears first started, before they kind of shifted her, I really feel like they shifted like her sound a little bit to just like super marketable, this other sound. And she is a phenomenal singer, like phenomenal singer. But there's a big difference between when she very first started singing and she's singing in this steeper register to then like this really, really light, airy sound that was like really, really popular when she was first coming out. So if you want to take a look at the difference in her sounds, I know that there's a video somewhere that shows like the shift in her voice, and it's really fascinating. And it's also a really good showcaser that you don't have to be in your moon voice to make a lot of money. You'll be more comfortable, and you'll create more of an impact, and it'll be like a longer lasting impact as well. But it is possible to make money outside of your moon sign and your moon sound. Okay, so Aquarius, when I very first heard Aquarius, and I love hearing the sounds of people's voices and like really connecting to them. A lot of times I will get images of what it looks like what the sound looks like, if that makes sense. And Aquarius, when I heard Aquarius really clearly, it sounded like a jet in the sky. And that's when it became really clear to me, like, not wavering at all that Aquarius was an air sign and not a water sign was when I heard the jet, because it is like Aquarius is super mental, right? And so it was just like straight from my head right to their head, like straight from their head right to my head, right? It was just like boo, like a jet would do. Like a jet knows its place, and it's not kind of like, oh, well, I don't know, and maybe, like none of that. It is just straight to the point and straight to it. Like, I'm not necessarily meaning that their conversation or their language is like this, but it's the sound is just like right to the head and right to the point. It's so fun because Sagittarius is also a mental, right? But Sagittarius goes from the head right to the heart. And so I'll feel like a lot of heating in the chest when I'm talking to a Sagittarius that is upset. Or we will feel a lot of things. Like Josh Groban has a moon sign of Sagittarius, and You Raise Me Up is a perfect example of him like really sitting in that sound and really connecting to a song that like hits his sound so perfectly because it hits us all in the heart, right? So it's got the arrow that with a couple squiggles that just like down to the heart is what the sign says to me. But Aquarius has like these waves, right? And so it can be even more like, oh, that kind of looks like the waves in the ocean, water sign. But as I have really sat with the sound of Aquarius and really just asked the sound, is that funny? Asked the sound more information about it. It really was more like the waves, like the waves that come out after or from behind a jet. And it's like the airwaves that the jet is sitting on that we don't necessarily see, but are there. So I'm going to give you some examples. I spent some time looking around, and it is really interesting because John Lennon has a very Aquarius, like he's Aquarius, right? His moon sign is Aquarius. And so his sound is very much like that. It's a little bit heavier, but not super heavy, or not like Scorpio, like that. And as I was looking for some covers that he has done and like checking on those that have done covers for him, a lot of the covers that have been done are actually by women, which makes a lot of sense because it's a little bit lighter with a density to it, right? Does that make sense? And so some of the men that were singing, I couldn't quite confirm what their moon sign was, and I wanted to be able to do that. So this is what I'm going to recommend. Shawn Mendes, also an Aquarius moon. John Lennon, Aquarius moon. They're like singing in a little bit of a different, different sections of their voice, right? But Shawn Mendes really has that heaviness, that density, without it being super Scorpio feeling. So I would recommend taking a look at a few of their songs, like Shawn Mendes, and then you can go ahead and listen to another artist, if you want to listen to, oh my goodness, I just forgot his name. Let's see, what's his name? Michael Bublé, right? So Michael Bublé has this Scorpio sound. So Michael Bublé, compare a little bit of Michael Bublé with a little bit of Shawn Mendes, John Lennon. Like you can see the differences in those. You can see the difference from Britney Spears, from when she very first started to when she, like a little bit later in her career, like early 2000s ish, mid 2000s ish, like where her voice started to like take on this really, really airy, super like quality to it, to really push that out. So go ahead and take a look at those. Tell me, I would love to hear below what stands out to you the most in this video. Was this helpful for you with the sound? And check those out and let me know what you think. And I will say this too. I have had a lot of people, and I'm going to do a totally separate video about this, talk about how to get in to the sound of their moon and like listening to it and trying to adjust our voice. So that is not actually the best way. I'm just giving some examples in all of these videos about the sound of the moon in the voice, giving some examples of what it sounds like to be in each one of these signs. But I will do a video coming up sharing how we can more easily step into our moon sign. Okay, I love you. Have a fantastic day.